Hi there, and welcome back to Dead by Dawn Season 3. We have Astraea versus Exiled on the Blight set on Suffer 1. So we have Australia killing first. I'm really excited for the match, and I'm not alone on the casting. I'm here with Omega. Omega, your first time casting with Dead by Dawn. What's your thoughts?
Oh, hello, Phils. I'm so happy to be here actually, and I'm also so excited to have like one of the most interesting games to watch that is light sets. I really love light sets, and even more if they are on Sofa One, because sometimes there's like light sets in what is it, Bloodlodge, but I don't really like that map. I think Sofa is actually more interesting to watch, and even more if you're running like a this type of build where you are probably putting more pressure into the survivors during the early game because you need to actually use well your time while your rain is up.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. Blight on Suffer is especially good for holding crosses and making sure we do have quite a quick tag coming in through the pallet, which is really unfortunate coming in from Exiled serves here, but we do make it back over the pallet. I think we are going to be trying to play for the best chase possible, just due to this tag being a little unoptimal, but Ghostly doing a great job kind of zoning him back into the gen set here. But we are making it down into Corrupt.
That was actually a really good decision into the survivor. Oh my god, that was that was so lucky for him, and now it's a really good chase for him. Actually, he bought a lot of time for his teammates and still made more time. That's actually huge. Being able to throw the pallet and now probably running down. I don't remember if it was double window. No, it was not a double window. Oh, but we messed it up a little bit. It still was a really good chase.
Yeah, it was a really good start here. I will say, I think the setup was really nice on the bot side here. Ghostly kind of delaying that down a little bit. I think he overestimated the ping diff a little bit there because, again, this is a NA versus EU matchup. So we are finding chase onto our Claudette quite quickly here, and they are in a little bit of an unoptimal area. Unless they can make this pallet, but we are going to take a hit for it instead.
Yeah, taking free tags against a blight, I don't think it's a really good idea because blight can just do the hit and run tech more than in an effective way because whenever you're injured against a blight, if you don't have a pallet or everything, like you can defend yourself, you're basically gonna be an insta chase. And actually, decisive strike coming in a really good time, but I don't know if it was a really good spot. Ah, never mind. It was the window on Shaq. Now we're gonna throw the pallet and well, it seems to be a really short chase now because there is nothing you can do against that light. Yeah, at least on this spot.
Yeah, they are doing really, really nice here. This is quite a quick tunnel. Even with decisive coming through, we're still at 4 gens. We've seen both teams kind of playing not badly here. It is anyone's game at this point, but we do see another gen popping off in the distance here. I think we're just gonna try and rotate up mid and see if we can catch anyone on the cross coming in for the save.
At this moment, I don't think they should be actually looking for a save. In my opinion, they just actually look at this. The survivors made a really good job. They just left 2 gens on each side, so there is not like a 3 gen. So basically, the blight can't protect any of these sides. He needs to commit, and if they have really good chases, like as we saw before, probably they are able to pop all the gens.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they left that Claudette there, especially. I know they had sprint burst, but they were in a little bit of an unoptimal position. But Nogos has better game sense than I do, apparently. So we are seeing them come back to the hook here. Just kind of catching off, getting this tunnel out as best they can. They can get tunnel out free. It might be a good play to be, and we know Decisive's already been used. So I think this will just be a death coming on to Manu.
Yeah, it's also rough to say that they are about to face the 3v1 on Blight with 3 gens up. Probably might be 2 gens up, right? Because it takes a little bit of time for the Blight to go from one place to another. I mean, just a little bit, but still, they probably are popping this gen. I remember I hear 2 survivors screaming over here. Yeah, they were working into this gen, but not being able to pop that gen. It's going to be a 3v1 into 3 gen sub. Probably we're about to see a 4k1. I don't know what you think, Feels, but in my opinion, might be a 4k1.
I think it is looking roughly about 41, which is pretty standard on this map, and it is not a bad win con to be setting yourself. Um, the only the only thing that worries me is this gen split. It's a really clean gen split that they've set themselves up for here. So I'm interested to see how this kind of plays out. And we do see not Ghost kind of splitting pressure around, giving eruption on these gens to deny pressure. But I'd be worried about this gen up here. And we do see a serve kind of going over. We did get a reset off as well.
Yeah, they made a really good decision by just pausing the game for a bit, then resetting everyone and just like starting again. It's actually really good. We see sometimes teams that are like, I don't know, probably putting more pressure than the usual pressure against any single killer, and just like trying to rush every single gen while being injured is probably not the right decision. And they actually took the right one by just restarting and resetting themselves. Quite unlucky that we lost that 50. And it's going to be another fresh hook. It's the second fresh hook for the killer, so they have plenty time to actually do something.
Yeah, we do see our Adam kind of crossing around mid here. I think maybe trying to go for a pre-save, but unfortunately, I think I saw it, but I don't think our killer saw it there. But we do find our Gen on 8 here, a little bit of progress on it. I'd be a bit worried about that because it's not in a bad place. So we are going to see a chase coming back up into the hook. And I think we're going for another tunneling strategy here. And we do see a very quick reset coming in.
Yeah, that was actually so good. They might be putting into the rescue the person who's running any healing perk. So that was actually a really good decision because they just canceled the tunnel into the Claudette and allow her to survive. And now, obviously, the Blight is just forced to check the gens. And there you go. They basically just resetted Claudette 2 times. So actually, beautiful job into the survivors.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's some kind of will make it on the board here because these resets are going really quickly. We do see them fighting for this gen over here too, but not quite getting, and we don't get the tag. I think our Blight might be feeling the pressure because, I don't know, I didn't expect Exiled to be quite as strong on the freebie here. But again, they're proving me wrong.
Yeah, it actually looks like the survivors actually screamed this set, and they are like well prepared to face the blight, and probably even better to face a 3v1 situation, just like this one. Now I'm just worried about two things. The first one obviously is the gem progression, because either is the blight just gonna run out of like kicks. Keep in mind that kicking a gem with eruption means 2 regression events, and the second thing is that they are running out of resources in the map. They are out of like pallets, at least from the from going to point B to point B. It's basically empty. See this area, even though it's main, there is no more pallets. So
Yeah.
it's getting rough for survivors.
Yeah, and we do see Dilly coming out on Adam here. Like you said, resources are dwindling down. They're starting to kind of come a little more dire. I'm surprised we didn't kick these pallets around main, but we are forcing the Claudette into 50s. We do see a gem pop. This is a potential to kind of snowball out. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but we did see 2 eruption procs, one on 1 and one on 8. We did see some huge eruption value there. But again, we are taking hook onto Bumblebee again.
Yeah, actually, eruption is a really good perk and a strong one when it comes to basically any single killer that can take you down easily. Basically, all the top killers can actually take a lot of value out of eruption or any regression event. There you go. We're dropping the pallet. We're instantly saving, and it seems there's going to be a short chase. Probably forcing locker will be the right play. Oh, actually, we didn't make it to the window. Unlucky. We're still injured thanks to the deliverance, and it's going to be a hook in basement. Quite dangerous for the survivors because probably Blight is just gonna hold the hook until Adam is dead, and then well, it's going to be 2v1 in 2 gens up.
Yeah, they are. I will say, it's this game has gone side to side. It looked like in the killer's favor, and then it looked in the serf's favor. But honestly, it could go either way now because we have some really good progression on this gen here, which would secure them down to 4k1. But again, even if you get 4k1, it's going to be hard to come back with a 4k2 win con. It is not the easiest task to do, and it seems to be they're struggling a little bit on the gen pressure on the side, just getting all these saves from across the map. If he gets one more tunnel, I think it might be just kind of the end for 4k1, and these resets are going absolutely insane.
Yeah, they're actually doing a really, really good job with the resets. They are denying a lot of pressure that Blight is making by just resetting on time. And I'm not sure, but I guess the gen that is on the top side might be running out of regression events, if I'm not wrong. So they might be looking to force that gen and then just aim to the 4K1, which is a really good result.
Yeah, it is a really good result. Both teams have been playing absolutely phenomenally this round. And I think that is our regression events out on our gen here too. There is someone around here, I think.
Yeah, I guess we hear someone like a. I'm not sure if it was Lara or Claudette, but we hear someone screaming over here. So might be Lara because there is no scratch marks, neither blood. So might be Lara.
Yeah. Honestly, Mega, I think you have better game knowledge than I do because my eyes did not see anything. We do see the Lara here taking a tag.
There you go.
Yeah, no, we do see the Lara coming in with a tag here. Um, which would be, I think, our final fresh, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she's the last fresh one.
Yeah. So we are going to play, but the Flautas got me a little off guard there. That was beautifully done. Oh, that was a little funny to look at, and that is Susan going up on the hook. And we did remember that they were working roughly about 4, but I think they are so determined to get this gen.
Yeah, I
Claudia is still
mean that
injured.
gen is. Yeah, that I mean that gen is literally highly progressed. The blight can't do anything about it. So if they manage to force the gen, will be awesome. Will be literally huge because 4K2 it's oh this gen is actually highly progressed. So I'm wondering what will be the strategy from
Oh,
now. Oh,
oh,
that's kind of unlucky. Probably we might look for a trade, but I don't think Claudette can reach it.
that is so unfortunate. That is a 4K too. I'm so surprised. I think the stealthing just was not quite it in that game. But again, I will say what an absolute fabulous result coming in from both teams here, honestly. But again, we will be going on to next set, which will be Exiled killing next. I'm actually really interested to see, but 4K2 is going to be a hard place to be. But again, we will see you up next. Make sure to stay tuned. Okay, and welcome back to the second set where we have Exiled killing now, and we have to get a 4K3 win con. We did have a bit of a penalty due to offering misinfo basically. But again, I'm not alone in the casting. I'm here with Omega. Omega, 4K3 win con. What do we think?
Oof, I think it's a really complicated win con for the light. It's not that easy to get those type of results. I think on every single killer, like there's like small exceptions, like Nurse, for example, that might be quite different. But even though in Blight, it's kind of rough because if survivors are just like playing safe, still a complicated win con, but probably they don't have like plenty of resources. Keep in mind that DVD is an RNG based game, so you might have nothing in here, like at least close to Shack. And there you go, it comes with the first down like so fast compared to the last game.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot faster down, but again, the win con's a little more lackluster in the sense of they kind of let this quick down go through as long as they're getting the pressure behind them. Again, we do see a very different build here coming in from Exile's Killer with Infectious and Color Brown. I'm actually really interested to see how that goes into with practicality of it.
I'm pretty sure this build is based on trying to probably cut off some survivors in like places where they have nothing, at least like a well, nothing. Like this example, this is perfectly where Lara is running. Like there is nothing in here, so basically there is just one pallet, and then yeah, you just wanna keep like pressuring them by just putting more survivors into the ground, forcing them to try to get them up, and then probably looking for even a better win con like 4K4. But
Oh,
that's just my imagination.
that was a
That he
beautiful
was close.
flare coming in from Ghostly there. But yeah, like you said, we're kind of it's about dying spots a lot of this game, and I think Ghostly has learned their lesson from the first time, and we're going to be throwing down these pallets. Just keeping the safety if we can, because we do have Plas on the ground. Seems like we are playing a lot of pickup games here, which is not what you kind of want, especially for the pressure.
Oh my god.
And we do see two people over here, but I don't think we're going to commit. I think we just want someone out of the game. Again, because of the penalty, they cannot tie here. They have to win or nothing. And we do see Ghostly going back on the hook here, which this is a very early tunnel. I would not be surprised if we see a gen. I was about to say, but again, I'm cursed with caster's curse. I'm telling you, Omega, I shouldn't be allowed to cast ever.
Yeah, caster's curse is a thing. I'll say it's a it's a thing. But well, also I wanna make a side note in here that there is also like 2 3 gen areas that the blight can easily protect. One is over here, of course, like in the shack, close to the hook, and the other one is holy shit. Ace just scared me. And the other one is in top side. Like a blight can easily decide which side he wants to protect. But obviously the first thing that he wants to do is obviously face the 3v1. It's way easier to achieve those type of win cons when you're in a 3v1 than a 4v1.
Yeah, the less people on the board, less hassle you have. Again, I think I'm a little jump scared there because I'm the game's just turned me all over. But we do see some scratch marks up in main right now, and we see our survivor running out in the distance. I don't know. I feel like proxying is really risky right now. I understand getting the person out of the game will be good, but at what risk of that gem pressure? You see a missed skill check. Oh no. That is not what you want to see by Eggo here. Oh, and the
Well,
flare.
that
Yeah.
was actually a really good flake on the killer, but that's unfortunate that those type of flicks are not tagging survivors. I mean, most of the time you don't get a free tag like that, but looks beautiful actually. Oh, that's actually so good for the killer having this easy down into the ace, now having more information thanks to what is the name of the perk? Thanks to eruption, we can
Mm.
see now aura reading, a lot of aura reading actually, and oh, this might be not the right place to be, Laura. It's going to be another down, and there you go. We have more information into the last survivor. That's wow. What are you thinking right now, Fields?
This game is going so fast for my mind. I'm telling you, there's so much doing. Mana really keeping me on my toes here. But no, this is a fantastic place to be for Team Exiled. Um, Astraea is really going to have to pull for a miracle to get back that gem pressure and get everyone back on the board. We do see Not Ghost popping up from the ground, so I'm guessing some unbreakable play coming in. And we do have a little bit of pressure here and there.
Yeah, that's actually a really good thing for them that they still have the person. Wow.
Oh,
I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised. Like, I'm not gonna even say
yeah,
anything
no,
about this
no.
hit, but I'm just surprised. But I was saying that this time they are not running out of resources in the map. They are running out of options. What I mean by options is that they already used some breakable. They still have everyone injured right now. So this means Blight can have a short chases on them, and they are well. That's just as an addition. Both of the last survivors are on the bottom side because we saw scratch marks. So the game might be over right now. If the Blight can manage to find the last person, the game might be over.
Yeah, be a little word for Team Australia here. And as we see Plus in our final chase, 4k4. Unless we can get some incredible deli play, but I think it is really just over for set here for them.
Yeah, that's actually a thing. I don't think they managed to charge Deliverance because there was not like many options, many opportunities, sorry, to actually have the chance to charge Deliverance. So if they have, then they might be wondering how they're gonna manage the Deliverance. If they want to play for like I don't know, trying to rescue other survivor or just playing for Hatch, or either can be
Uh,
doors, of
Mega, I
course.
am praying on a shooting star for deliverance here because I think this is what they need, just to get something. But again, it is not looking to be in a good place, and I think we are just going to find Ghost, which had already been hooked before, if I remember correctly. So if they have been hooked
E-
before, then the bleed out will not matter.
Yep, that's true. I don't remember, not gonna lie, like I don't remember if it was before or no, but if it was, then yeah, the killer is completely chilling right now.
Yeah, like I said, we cannot keep up. They have given us an absolute spectacle to look at, and I cannot keep up with who's been hooked at this moment. But we do see our final kind of look around for Ghost here. Where we're going to be checking our edge maps, just making sure that we're checking every single area we can. Nice thing about Blight though is we can use our mobility to kind of get around those corners a lot easier. I feel like if I was Ghost situation here, I wouldn't be calling Edge. I feel like Edge is the first thing the killer will look for.
Yep. If you were this last survivor, where you were hiding, Fields?
Ooh, oh, that's a good question. Hold up. I think, honestly, I would go into the main building and hide just down that little thing here. That little ramp.
But the killer already saw that place, so
No,
he
no,
might
no,
be in the middle. Yeah, I'm
no.
pretty sure he did.
No, 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 no. No, no, I highly doubt it, but yeah, I think our killer might be struggling to find the Ghost here, and I think Ghost will be bleeding out before we find it. Again, this is the...
Yeah.
We are not actually watching Dead by Dawn right now, we are watching Ultimate Hide and Seek. So, again, we do find Ghost
Oh,
last second.
wow, that's so lucky for the killer. And actually, it was a really good plan to just hide close to the hook. Like, I didn't expect that.
Again, that was a fantastic game coming in from both teams, but we do see Exiled taking first set. Next up, we will be seeing Ghostface Larry's. We've seen quite a lot of Ghostface this season, actually. Quite a lot. But again, we will see you up next for Ghostface Larry's. Make sure to stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. We are back here in Dead by Dawn. It is time for Exile to be on the killer side. It is obviously going to be Ghostface on a classic map that is there is Memorial. It's my opinion and my thoughts on this type of sets where it's Ghostface and obviously depending on the map, but usually some there is. In my opinion, those are the hardest sets because you need to be really, really, really good coordinated with your survivor teammates because well it's obviously a stealth matchup. Either can be the killer is so good with the macro style, or the survivors are really good communicated. But sometimes can get really hard. What's your thoughts on this type of sets, Feels?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little scary because, like you said, the teams need a lot of like coordination. They need a lot of communication, and we do see Manu getting some good amount of stock at the beginning of the game here. We do see kind of Chase coming on, but not actively. I feel like Astraea needs to learn the need to get on those gens and not give away too much. Again, we've only seen two serves during this time. As I stand corrected, we do find Egwa here. We do manage to snap out just before we get any more stock. If we can get hit here, we can just get that stock removed, which will be very nice for him. But again, we've seen a lot of Ghostface sets during Dead by Dawn. Sloppy is the perk of choice, and I do see why the hit tanks and the resets are going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, that's actually true. Also, oof, that was probably a miscommunication between the survivors, but anyways, just giving free tags to a Ghostface, I guess it's even more punishable for the survivors if the killers manage to actually get free tags into them. And well, they don't have like vision or like an idea of where the killer is because Ghostface can literally just either one shot you or just start putting more and more pressure. And then you just gotta be like probably like all the time.
Yeah, this Sloppy is going to hit them hard for this game. And we do see Manu doing a great job kind of keeping up the pressure altogether. We do find our ace, which is not what we want to be seeing at this point. We are 99.9 on that stock there. I don't know if you see that, Omega. That is disgustingly close.
Yeah, and also I feel bad for Ghostface. Like, not gonna lie, he was almost getting the one shot into Ace, but that's kind of unfortunate that sometimes you got revealed. And well, I guess it is what it is, and but that doesn't really matter because now what? I just see.
Yeah, we
That's
got
just
snapped
unlucky
out.
for the Ghostface. That's
Yeah,
unlucky for him.
yeah, that was a little unfortunate. And we do see a snap out coming in, and we do see a double reset coming in. So we're kind of back to step one. We do need to take protection on Plaz here, but I feel like Plaz is one to take the hit, but unfortunately he's going to get exposed for it. Doesn't realize the pallet's not here and goes down. You see that eruption value in the back there.
Yeah, also the aura reading, it's so important for the ghost phase. And well, another thing to mention besides the coordination and obviously the communication is also probably not every single team. I must say that not all the teams tend to do this, but calling which pallets are gone is so important and more important with this type of sets.
Yeah, it is really, really hard, especially I do know that Astraea is a newer team. So this is a set that is going to be extremely hard, especially on a team that has not got any kind of comp experience themselves. So this is a definitely a hard set to kind of start out on, but the experience will be absolutely fantastic. A lot of what I see in the league as well is kind of the willingness to make partners with other teams and kind of get the experience behind them as well. So I would not be surprised if this is just going to be a really difficult set and we do go for the swing, but unfortunately does not go through for the Ghostface here.
Even it's a cross-regional game, not being down by the first tag, it was actually a huge thing. It was like the ping, not being an issue on DVD cross-regional games, like for the first time ever. And I'm just kidding. I'm just jumping. It is
Yeah.
coming also with the first hook for Ace. No gens being popped at this moment. What do you think? Feels like it's too much pressure on the killer side, or it's just like probably a normal game in this type of match, like where it's
I,
still killers.
I would say for lower to mid tier teams, I think this is kind of starting out pretty standard. Again, it is a little more than you'd want to see at this point. What they have done well is spreading out that pressure. Like there's no single person that is on tunnel out right now. But I think the issue being is that stock and also just getting caught out in the most unoptimal positions. I don't feel like they are getting it, but this ghost face is making me really happy seeing these 99 stocks just perfectly in line.
Yeah, actually, Ghostface is just doing a really good job by leaving some of the survivors 99 and just trying to one shot them once they are in not the safest spot, like probably just doing again or taking a small reset. It's actually part of the gameplay of Ghostface and actually part of the whoever is playing on the killer side taking good decisions is also part of it.
And we do have a bit of a I've just woken up scenario over in this God Palette because we are getting a little bit of stock coming in. That is 3 people with a lot of stock, and we do leave our serve a little bit out in the open there. But again, we are going to see another hook coming in. I would not be surprised if we see another gen coming in. We have not seen Plas in a little while now. But this is a basement hook, so I'd be a little bit scared of this because it's hard to get out of this library.
Yeah, that's actually so true. And keep in mind that the God palette that is in, or it was in the library, it's already gone. So it's also even harder to get Ace out of that basement, considering the fact that two survivors had basically 99. So if Ghostface managed to actually one shot at least one of them, survivor's gonna be in really really big troubles.
Yeah, they might be in a little bit of a bad situation. As far as I've seen, there's not been a lot of progress around the gens. It seems to be like 5-10% in a lot of gens, but I don't see consistent pressure coming out. But we do have eruption, which is kind of taking down these regressions, and I think the servers are definitely feeling it.
Yeah, survivors are if they are facing a 3v1 in Fortune sub, things gonna get harder because if sometimes things are harder, but you can compensate them when you're in a 4v1 because you have enough people to spread the tasks. And oh, actually, never mind. They pop one more gen, so it's going to be the 3v1 in 3 gen subs. I guess in 3 gen subs even more is only one more gen. I guess it's more double than just 4 gens up.
Yeah, it's a little hard, and we do
Oof.
get the insta exposed onto Egwa, but he has got the hot pallet going to throw that down to save his life. We still have the stem pallet over here, which is going to slow down the Ghostface a little bit, but I think we need to play this to perfection. But Ghostface is having none of it. and it's just gonna go, and it's down pallet after down pallet after down pallet. We do have egg on this 50-50, which is not easy on ping.
Yeah, definitely. 50s on ping are not a thing that you want to be playing at all, in my opinion. And well, I guess it was probably a better option just to stay in the palette, like uh, doing mind games and saying like I'm throwing it, I'm not throwing it, and just like end it dying under the palette will be a better option, in my opinion, than just like trying to play 50s.
Yeah, I think it's more of an 80-20, honestly. I think 80% you're gonna
Holding.
die on it.
Well, that's that's quite different. Then you need to play even safer than before, like just throwing a pallet, like just
Oh,
throwing it and running away. Oh my god.
yeah, I don't think that worked in their favor. I think they might have taken your advice a little bit there. But
Well,
unfortunately, did not go well. But again, we do see down
seems that they
coming
are not
on.
hearing me.
Yeah, no. Honestly, we need to get Omega on the coaching.
Yeah,
But
then trust. I need to be on their teams BC so they can hear me
yeah, of
and they
course.
can actually take actions.
We'll have Omega on the game sense coming in for teams. Both teams will have them in the same VC. No one can lose out. But again, we will have Ghostly back on the hook. We do see Chase coming in. I think this will be our Lara, which is Plas, which is not what you want to see. We don't want that high stock on Plas because again, Egwa is injured and we do have someone on the hook. We need them to be there. We get fully exposed onto Plas, and I will say Plas is a West player, so this is going to be a hard game for her. Oh, we're playing the... Oh, I think they took your advice. Hold up, Omega. But
Oh,
unfortunately, the crouch just did not
bruh.
go through.
The caster curse coming up
Yeah, we can't. We just can't speak.
instantly.
Yeah, we should just do silent streams from now on. Just silent
Yeah,
streams.
exactly. With no casting.
No casting. Yeah.
Seems that teams are just like hearing only the bad things.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Um.
actually unlucky. Yeah,
And
that
the
gen was
kid.
1999.
And he's kicking the gen. Oh, I don't think we need to go that far. Come on. That gen was not
Yeah,
bombing.
yeah. There is no unbreakable or anything. No second
No.
chances for the survivors in this set. So come on, Ghosty.
Yeah, come on. We didn't need. That was just mean. But again, we
Mm-hmm.
are going on to our search to plus, which we did see last at this palette over here. Yeah, and we are just having a moment and we are picking up. Again, 4K free. That is a hard win con for their killer to come in from Astraea. Again, I have seen miracles come through.
Not that often, but you never know. Probably they
Yeah.
are actually goaded into the survivor side.
Yeah, maybe. But again, you can't be too goated if you don't have Omega on the coaching here. Remember, there's always
Trust.
limits. Again, we are going up next with Astraea killing next with a 4K4 win con. And we'll make sure to stay tuned. We'll see you then. Okay, and welcome back to Dead by Dawn Season 3, where we have Astraea on the killer with a 4K4 win con. We did see a bit of a difficult game coming in last round. Exiled really putting the pressure on last game. But yeah, I'm not alone on the casting. I have got Omega. Omega, I know Ghostface is your favorite set. What's your thoughts on it?
Not to being said, of course, it's one of my favorite sets. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, my thoughts. Okay, it's like every single time I just like to say, oh okay. That was weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess now survivors are the killer. They are screening the killer.
I mean, I'm surprised that Ace wasn't back to give us a jump scare again. Holy fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I was saying? Oh yeah, my thoughts. Well, considering the win cut, it's a really complicated one for the ghost phase because even though it's a complicated set for the survivors, keep in mind that it's an M1 killer, right? So Ghostface doesn't really have like mobility or like tools to actually put like an insane amount of pressure into the survivors. So besides like short chases and probably one-shotting them, if they manage to barely communicate and taking hits, as you said before, like in the previous set, I mean in the previous game of this set, they are like survivors should be more than fine, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it is one of these ones that is an unachievable win con. But again, we are playing for best result here and getting the experience we can. But on that note, Egg did have a fantastic first down, pretty quick, and we found our tap player. I was about to call him Adam. Holy, so we did find our tap player. Heading out. Oh, it's a little too late for me to be casting. Oh my goodness! But again, we do see unhook coming through on Manu here. Um, they can kind of freely unhook as much as they want because there's not as much pressure, and we do find the reset in this TV room, which I'm really surprised to see. Oh, oh,
Ooh,
oh.
that might be the ping. I'm 100% sure that this was a ping thing. He reacted in time, but I mean, he couldn't cancel it or something because of the ping. So kind of unfortunate, I guess.
Yeah, we are at our kind of WinCon right now. If another gen pops, we're kind of into our TyCon, which is not what we want to be seeing right now. And we do have our second stage on Adam. To be fair, even if it doesn't take this set, it would even getting a decent result would be good to bring back to your team just to know that your serves just need to work on it a little more and get that experience. Because again, we are having newer teams kind of coming in and playing, so this matchup is going to be more interesting. I will say Exiled are doing a great job on coordinating though, but I feel like that reset spot was just a little not optimal.
Yeah, that's also true. It can be a little risky, just like doing resets. At least not close to a pallet. I don't really care if it's a reset like close to a general the hook itself, but at least do it close to a pallet.
Yeah, but they kind of had that power main, but it just wasn't safe enough for them. They did get mind gamed. I'm surprised they weren't playing with them. We do see FTP coming in to kind of save our tunnel out, and there's a lot of pressure around this map. I don't know if you saw that, but we've got quite a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's also a thing, and well, I mean, as we said before, probably this game might be really, really complicated for the killer. I mean, even he's trying his best, of course. See, like survivors are just like in a really good spot to pop gens. Like Ghostface doesn't really have like this amount of pressure to put survivors in that really complicated spot unless they make a couple mistakes.
Yeah, they are okay. Don't get me wrong. I don't think XL are playing this badly, but I feel like they have a
Of
couple of
course,
miscommunications here because it seems like we're kind of running into each other or not really coordinating our hit tanks to the best of our capacity here. But we do take chase onto XL Fowler. I wonder, do we think we know our check spots? Ooh,
yeah,
big
it seems yeah.
swing. Yeah, big swing coming in. Someone watched the video. I don't know. Again, we have this fantastic fella coming in. Lara doing a great job holding chase, and we are swinging through. I don't think she expected that.
No, no, of course not. I mean, yeah, of course not, because you didn't get tagged before, so probably Ghostface will be respecting this palette, but he's not respecting this palette, coming with another fresh hook, which means another pain rest. And what do you think will be the best result survivors can actually get? Do you think they can manage to get outs, or could be a
I
4K?
I think they're gonna get out. I think with the pressure they're having, they're doing a great job splitting on those gens. I honestly think this could be a 5 to 6 stage game, which again is not a bad result coming in from Ghostface side either, because you should be staging this killer. It shouldn't be a 4K killer at all.
True. That is true, but I mean, it just depends, in my opinion. Like I said before, it's a really complicated set, and you can't just say, oh, I'm just gonna get out, so I'm just gonna have 4K against Ghostface. It's just so dependent on the performance on both sides. Like you can perform so good on the killer side, but if the survivors are just coordinated, then you can do nothing about like them popping gens. But in the other hand, if you're performing so good on the killer side and survivors make mistakes, then you can punish them so easily. Ghostface is a killer that allows you that.
Yeah, and like I said, I think Egg is doing his best in the sense of taking those capitalizations on the mistakes. I'm surprised we didn't go for that hit there actually and just broke pallet because I'm pretty sure that would have been a hit because we know we have a god pallet here and we are just gonna run through it. We do have plenty of distance to do so, and we have got this wonderful pal here. That is a stack side there.
Yeah, that's. We're getting one shot. Oh my god, he's 99.999. Come on.
And we are.
Nah, there you go.
Yeah, I was about to say, you kept us on the edge of our seat for that exposed there. But that is
It will give me
down.
anxiety if he gets revealed with the survivor being 9099. Like, oh hell no.
Oh, I'm getting anxiety watching this, I swear, my heart for these serves. But again, we are seeing a bit of a blind coming in at the hook. That is going to be Manu dead. And we are going to commit chase onto Zuzu here, who is our Lara player, and we are taking stock on it. Oh, a good amount of stock actually. And this is kind of what you want to see going into this, and that is the last gem popping.
Actually, I must say, survivors this game, they just show up a really good gen efficiency, like an insane gen efficiency. They are actually not wasting time. They are just popping and popping gens. Like really, really good job on them. Now, probably we're about to see 2 outs at least. Oh,
Yeah, like I
that
said,
was a little bit greedy.
a lot of teams do forget the gem pressure is so big, and this is where a lot of teams fumble in the sense. But Exiled really pulling through. We do see our escape protecting our Lara the best we can. That will be a free out, which will mean it'll be a 2-0 for Team Exile.
Yeah, that was a really beautiful game between those two great teams.
Yeah, so that is a fantastic game. And again, Exiled is coming out with a 2-0, but it is not our only game left for tonight. We do have a PSR versus a NADA, so I'm really excited to see that game. Again, we will be ending out stream. Make sure to come back and check us out once we are back up with PSR versus NADA. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll see you then.